What up? It's the Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. All right, man. I thought that I would start my review of the Dallas Cowboy documentary on Netflix. America's Team, the Gambling is Cowboys. So this is about episode 1. Before I start, like I said, when I made a video a few weeks before, like this documentary is very, very engaging, and it'll have you like pulled in. They do leave some stuff out now that it's past. Like it's so many. I mean, like that was a long time ago, and so like some of the memories of what was going on didn't come right up, but like as I been watching these episodes and just thinking about it. And then Michael Irvin recently had an interview with Shannon Sharp. Man, I'm gonna make a separate video about that, but man, Michael Irvin is one of the most interesting football players I've ever seen, man. Like, really. That guy is very interesting, man. So let's go. So when it opens up, Jerry Jones is, they showing the Dallas Cowboys, the field, the practice field, and all this other stuff, and it's inside I don't know if that's a set, but like it's real, like rustic. That's a word, rustic. So he's talking about what brought him to where he at now, and he said he was too good borrowing money. Like his mouth, he said his mouth could get him any amount of money he wanted to get, he could get. And so like he goes into the the oil well that he put all his money into and came out with like 100 mil, something like that, and that's what he used to step to the table to buy the Cowboys. And interesting about that, the only reason why Bum Bright, not Bum, is it Bum Bright? Not Bum Bright. Yeah, I think it's Bum Bright. The previous owner to the Cowboys, the only reason why he sold it to him is because he was the only one that was willing to fire Landry. And all the other ones wanted to like dance around it or whatever. Like Jerry Jones was like, nah, I'm bringing my own people in, man. He gone. I'm respect for the past, but he out. You got George Bush on this documentary. He talking about how Dallas was before the Cowboys got to the where they at. I mean, well, before the Cowboys came, because like the Kennedy assassination in Dallas really put a bad look. It was just a bad time in Dallas around that time. And when the Cowboys came, and like when Landry got, when Landry was winning, that brought a lot of prestige to Dallas, and things were good. They talk, Michael Irvin and Jimmy Johnson are highlighted on this. More about Michael Irvin is highlighted particularly on this episode 1. And so when Michael Irvin won the national championship in Miami, then he felt like he was ready for the pros. So he, they go into his home life. Him and his dad. That's where he, learned. Started the affection toward the Cowboys, because he said they didn't have too much money, so all they had was like the Cowboys on Sunday. Michael Irvin from Florida. He's the 15th of 17 kids. That's a big family, man. Him and his dad watched the Cowboys. He was drafted in '88. Michael Irvin, after he got drafted. He said, the Cowboys winning the championship, but he was in for a rude awakening. So he goes into, like when he got there, he was used to winning, and they was losing, and the veterans on the team were kind of like, hey man, it's okay, we getting paid though. You know what I'm saying? Mike Irvin just couldn't take that. He was like, I couldn't believe it. The fall of Tom Landry is like highlighted. He was forgetting people. He was forgetting players' names. He was forgetting plays. Going to sleep in the meetings like he was over. I remember that time too, because he was like, it was kind of like a joke whenever they would show him on the sidelines, like in the highlight packages and stuff, because they were getting beat so bad in 87, 87, 88, 89. But he got, he was the man for the longest time in the late 60s going into the 70s. It was all about Tom Landry. I remember being a kid, my grandpa, he bought me this Christian comic book about Tom Landry. And I remember the night that they won, because my grandpa came in late, and he brought me like a pennant when they won it and put it in my room. I remember that. So Tom Landry was, legendary, but the game had passed him by that time. So Jerry Jones at the time was 46, and he was set on bringing his kids into the Dallas Cowboy, into the business. Basically, he brought his kids with him. He talked to him and said, like, I want, I need to know, are y'all all in? Because he basically mortgaged their future on the Cowboys. So it goes into the press conference. Like I said in the previous video, it was like tension filled. Jerry Jones was very unsure of himself. Like he was, it was stilted. His talk was stilted. So like when he opened up, he was just you could tell he was green. Like the Jerry Jones back then is nothing like the Jerry Jones now. Jerry Jones is like OG. He's OG now. So he's a talker. But then you could tell he was shook. That press contingent was quiet, and they had piercing eyes. So when in the conference, he actually, and it was a messed up statement, but that just showed where his mind was at. Tex Schramm was sitting over there off to the side, and he was like, I want his job. And that basically told Tex Schramm he was out. Now Tex Schramm was the general manager of the Cowboys all those years. Really interesting stuff about him in that Skip Bayless book that I'm reading. Like Tex Schramm was he was just a hustler. Gil Brandt was a hustler. I think he was a scout for the Cowboys. And Landry, all of them were self-made men, but they did not interact. It wasn't a whole bunch of, like they left each other to their own. So like Gil Brandt had his thing that he was doing. Tom Landry had the team to deal with. Then you had Tex Schramm, who was, running the whole thing. But it was a sad thing for Tex Schramm to, to get it confirmed right then that, it was over. So then they have on Primetime Live with Peter Jennings, and Peter Jennings was I think he's a Texan. He was a Texan, and he took Jerry Jones to task. He calling him Jones and all this other stuff. Jerry Jones was taking a lot of heat at the beginning of that. Like Jimmy Johnson, he wasn't catching a whole bunch of heat. He was, everybody was like letting him do whatever he wanted to do. But Jerry Jones was out there catching all the arrows about, Dallas, the Dallas community being up in arms about how they handled Landry, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So he was in an uphill climb, at that time. But Jerry Jones, when he came in, he fired the head scout, the publicist, the guy that played the national anthem, and the public address announcer. He fired all them cats coming in. Some of them people were Tex Schramm people, and Tex Schramm really didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came in and cleaned house. So that's what episode 1 is all about. Basically just the intro to, him buying the Cowboys and talking about Michael Irvin and a little bit about Jimmy Johnson. And the next episode will be about Troy Aikman coming on. So that's coming up real quick. So that's all, man. Episode 1 was real good. Like I say, the documentary is great, man. I can't wait to get onto the episodes where they detail how Jerry Jones, like, the status he at. He ain't a joke. He's a major player in the NFL. Believe me. So, Grandpa out.